Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I know obviously no one is here right away, but I thought this would be a lot quicker than me just quickly coming on my camera and saying blah 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 and then trying to upload it on the computer. Today is Saturday the 5th, and again I haven't really been up to anything. This morning I did go and have my x-ray done and I was literally in and out in 5 minutes. So I'm just really on here to say hello and an update. Hi Kelly, hi Lisa, happy birthday Lisa. So yeah, I just thought I'd quickly come on and do a live. I know Jan does a live later on in the evening, so I don't know how long I'm going to be here for, but I'm not doing anything. So Ian is at the garage, so I thought I'd quickly come on and hello. But how is everybody? How is everybody's Saturday? I went for my x-ray at 10:45 this morning. Hi Connie. I got there at about 22 and I was seen straight away. When I went in there on Wednesday, was it yes, Wednesday I went in there. It was absolutely ram-packed. The waiting room was so busy. The corridor was busy, where obviously they're calling you in to get you ready and things. And it was so busy today. I was the only one there. So, yeah, it was just nice. Hi, Kelly. It was nice just to be in and out. There was loads of parking spaces. That was the other thing that I was a bit worried about, is that trying to get somewhere to park and being on a Saturday and thinking, oh, it's going to be really busy. And I didn't know, but it was empty. The car park was empty. My cardigan is behind me in this bag. I've very nearly, hopefully, done the sleeves. I'm up to, I think I've got one more set of increase repeats to do, and then I go on to something else, but I'm really looking forward to getting it finished. The yarn that I'm using, somebody did comment on one of my videos. I don't know who it was, I'm really sorry. It was lovely yarn. It is a Stylecraft yarn. Let me just show you. It's a Stylecraft Special DK in the colourway Carnation. Don't know. I'm filming on my phone, so I don't know how well it's gonna show. But it's a lovely pink. It is showing true to colour. It's a lovely pink, and I'm really looking forward to getting this finished, as I think it will go. It will go with a lot of clothes that I've got. I finally sorted out all my winter clothes. And oh my god, I didn't realise how many knitted jumpers that I had. The whole top of my wardrobe is nearly full up with knitted jumpers. So, yeah, I've either got to start wearing them more, or I've got to start or stop knitting. So I think I need to start wearing them more, because I'm not going to stop knitting, obviously. Yes, please press that. My phone rang. I'm really, really sorry. That was my sister. I don't know whether she had done it by accident, or she's just seen that I'm live. I don't know. But like I said, I am filming on my phone, so if I do get cut off, I will come back afterwards. So I do apologise. I can't actually turn... You can't turn the calls and things off on your phone. I know you can put it on airplane mode, but then you're not going to be able to connect to the internet. So yeah, it becomes a little bit difficult, and I wasn't going to do it on the laptop. And then I thought, well, that defeats the object. I might as well just film on the camera and then upload it. I thought, oh, I've just come live. I might do this every so often, you never know. I know Jan obviously does the evening one, and it's a brilliant time that she does it as well, and she does it for a long time. It's not like she's on for half an hour or whatever. She's on for the whole evening, so people do get a chance to quickly come in. 9 times out of 10 I am there somewhere in the background. I do try to chat as much as I can, but sometimes I am either knitting or crocheting, and I do watch on my iPad mainly, which I find it really difficult to comment on there. Not that it's difficult, but if I'm sat there with it set up, I've got to pick it up and then type and then put it back down. I actually was thinking earlier on today that I need a little keypad for my iPad. I think that would be really good, like with the case that comes with the keypad. I don't know whether that can do it or not, I'm not sure. But how is everyone today? I hope you're all well. Yeah, I'm going to be working on this cardigan tonight to hopefully get that finished. But yeah, I can see there's people there, but I can't see any comments. Is that because no one's commenting? I don't know, or whether because you got kicked out when my phone started to ring. People are still there. Yeah, I've had quite a lazy Saturday, really. I went for my x-ray this morning. The results are going to take 3 weeks. And I was like, oh, that long? She was like, yeah, 3 weeks. But hopefully it might come through a bit quicker. You never know. But today my knee is been hurting so much. Where this morning I did say to Ian, it feels pointless me going to this x-ray because my knee hasn't hurt for the last couple of days. And yeah, it's hurt loads today. A Kinder Egg surprise. No, they don't rush the results. But I was so pleased that when I went for my last blood test results, and the same happened to Ian actually. He had his blood test, I think it was on a Thursday or Friday, and on the Monday they rang him and said, oh, we've got your results. And I was like, already? That was really quick. Like, normally you have to wait a week. My doctors, you have to wait 2 weeks just to get an appointment. It's ridiculous. And if you need an appointment urgently, or if you have got something that needs to be seen quite urgent, you have to ring for an emergency. It's not an emergency as such, but it's quite urgent. And you ring up and they go, oh, we ain't got nothing for 2 weeks. Right, okay. They give you a hub number, and I've done this twice. Got the hub number, rang them up, and they've gone, oh, really, really sorry, we're fully booked. This is like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. They don't shut till 9, and they're already fully booked. So, yeah, that's why I think our A&Es are so full up, and the waiting time is just ridiculous. I have in the past actually rang, is it 111? The NHS line, and you can speak to somebody, they can assess you, and you can actually go to A&E and see a doctor. I've done that before, but I was in there the other day and I needed to see the doctor about 3 things. One about my knee, one about something else that you really don't need to know about, and then the other thing is the abscess on my gum. And so I spoke to her about the first 2 things, and then I said, oh, by the way, my mouth as well, I want you to look at. She went, oh, I'm really sorry, I'm running really late, I haven't got time to see you about that as well. And I just thought to myself, I've just sat outside in the waiting room for 40 minutes to see you. I have booked an appointment. Now, if I was 40 minutes late to my appointment, you wouldn't see me, but I've just waited 40 minutes outside in the reception and you won't see me. Like, it's crazy. It's just gets on your nerves a little bit. And there was one woman that was really rude in the waiting room. She said to the receptionist, like, oh, is there anyone in front of me? And the receptionist said, no, you're next. And she said, oh, the doctor's running really late. She's only had 2 patients in the last half an hour. So I think the appointment slots are like 10 minutes or something. But yeah, fair enough. Some patients might need that little bit extra time and things. But this woman was so rude. She was like, but why is it taking the patient so long? Or why is it taking the doctor so long? And I felt like saying to her, well, the receptionist doesn't know. Don't blame the receptionist. It's not her fault. And the receptionists in my doctors are really, really good. They try and do anything they can to help you out. So that's the last thing. And it's she was just so rude. But then when I went into the doctor's, the doctor was so slow. Just trying to print a blood test form, she couldn't do it, and then she's umming and ahhing about it, and obviously she's not very good with technology and things, and she nearly had to call someone in to try and fix the printer. And obviously they're doctors, don't get me wrong, they're not IT experts, but you should know how to use a printer and fix a paper jam, maybe. I don't know. Maybe they think that's above their pay grade, or below their pay grade. But at the end of the day, if you want people in and out, normally I'm in and out in less than a couple of minutes. So, I don't know, they just take too many people on. And I'm ranting about the doctors. But yeah, my knee has been really painful today. And I'm just hoping that, in a way, I'm hoping they can see something. Because then I know that it's not just in my head. But then, in a way, I'm hoping that there's nothing wrong. Because otherwise, I've got something wrong with me. But yeah, I don't know. I just hope that there's nothing wrong. Sorry if you're wobbling. Yeah, sorry if I'm wobbling. I'm reading comments as well. You're on my selfie stick, and yeah. No, the doctor that I saw, she was a regular doctor there. It was only 2 doctors on Wednesday when I went in there, because the receptionist did say that there's only 2 doctors on, and she was just taking so long. I don't really know. Ian's seen her before. He didn't like her, and he said, just remember her name because I'm not seeing her again. And I thought she'd be fine for what I needed, and she did. She sent me for an x-ray for my leg. She's sending me for an ultrasound. She's sending me for a load of blood tests. So yeah, hopefully I can get some answers now of what's wrong. I was gonna say something else as well. Yes, hopefully. With the thing with my knee is that I've had problems since I was about 17. I don't know what I've done, but it's like my bones grind on each other. That's probably not. It's probably not so much like that, but that's what it feels like. It feels like I have no like jelly or liquid or whatever it is in your knee to protect the bones, and they click all the time. I can just stand up and go to walk away and they'll click really bad. I do have a lot of pain in them anyway, but since bashing it in McDonald's on the concrete pillar, it's got worse. So I'm just hoping that they can find something wrong, because if they can't find anything wrong, I don't know what they're going to do, if that makes sense. So yeah, fingers crossed. I'll just have to wait and see and go from there. But yeah, it's just really annoying. I took my nails off. I don't know if any of you have noticed. I've actually taken my acrylic nails off because they were starting to lift quite a bit. They were getting misshapen because the acrylic that I use is not brilliant. It's not like this what the salons use. And my nails, I just felt like giving my nails a bit of a break and seeing how they grow. I have put gel polish on them, so hopefully this polish will last a bit longer. And because they're quite short, I thought I'd use a natural sort of colour. Hi Jan, how are you? I've subbed to your new YouTube channel. Congratulations, by the way. You need a knee replacement. The lady that I go to see on a Tuesday, Tina, she's had a knee replacement. And yeah, she has felt the benefits of it. So it is definitely something worth like looking into if that's something that you need doing. But she has had some trouble afterwards, but it's not the replacement that's been the trouble, if that makes any sense. And then she had a fall after having the replacement. So yeah, it's but she said that it's been so much better afterwards. And plus, I know where I used to where I used to, I say where I used to live, when I lived at Ian's mum and dad, or Ian's parents' house, next door but one, Lynn, she was a really, really good family friend. She used to come in and she used to bake stuff for us. She was just a really good family friend. And she had a hip replacement. She could hardly walk. She had a hip replacement. She needed both doing. So they did one and she felt so much better. She did the other and she said she felt like a 16-year-old. She was running up and down to the allotment and doing things, and she said it was life-changing, absolute life-changing, and she would recommend it to anybody that's in that much pain. And they actually said that her, like, you know, you have like the ball and socket, the actual socket had just worn away so bad, that's why she was in so much pain. But she said it was life-changing. She really, really was glad that she had it done. I've been told that I could have injections in my knee. Years ago, I would say, what am I now, 34? I would say probably 10, 12 years ago, I did actually see a consultant, and they was going to operate and take my knee apart and see what was wrong with it. But then another consultant come in and stopped it. He was like, no, she's too young for this, blah, 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 blah. And I never had that done. So, but yeah, I think it could be nerve damage. It could be just, I don't know. I can touch it. I can walk on it. I can do everything. It's just a dull, achy pain. That's what I can't understand, that I can walk on it. It doesn't hurt. I can touch it. It doesn't hurt. It's the after I've done all the walking or all the standing or getting into funny positions like this morning. They only had to take 2 pictures, but like front on and side, but the side one they had to take a couple of times because I was in the wrong position and it was really uncomfortable, the position I had to get into. I was standing as well, so it was like I had to sort of bend my knee but move the other knee out of the way, and yeah, it was it was a bit awkward. I think everyone's different, Jan. I think like I said, Tina, she does still get pain in her knee, but she doesn't think it's the replacement that is the pain. She thinks it's, well, obviously they take all your ligaments and your nerves and your tendons and they pull all that away from what they've got to replace and then put it back, and sometimes they don't put it back in the right place and you can still get pain with it. But I think hips are a lot easier than knees and other bits that they can replace. I don't know. I haven't had a replacement yet. But like I said, the consultant that I saw said that I was far too young to have an operation and things like that. So we'll just have to wait and see. The only thing that I can sort of relate it to is when I was younger, I did actually fall through a window. There's a scar on my wrist. It was on my 15th birthday. I fell through a window that was in a door, so a door like this, but this top panel here was glass, and it was to a bathroom at my nan's house. My friend was giving me birthday beats. I went chasing her down the hallway at my nan's house. She closed the door as I tried pushing it open. I went through the glass. Anyway, when I get cold, I can feel an ache in that, and I think I will probably eventually get arthritis in my hand because I've done my fingers as well. Don't know how well you're gonna see that, but I've done all my fingers, so I probably will eventually get arthritis in my fingers and my wrist. It does feel like I get that slightly. It's like an achy pain, and sometimes I do have to wrap it up, or if I'm out somewhere and it's cold, I try and keep it warm. I was actually thinking of knitting some like cuffs or something that I can just put on under my jumper or something like that. So just to keep it warm. All right, Connie, I'll see you later. If I'm not on, then hopefully I'll be on. If Jan's doing a live later, I'll be on then. Like I said before, I am normally on Jan's live. I'm normally there in the background somewhere, and I'm normally crafting as I'm watching, because normally Ian's watching the TV and I've just got the headphone in one ear so I can still hear what's going on. Oh, sorry if I'm wobbling you. Oh wow, Heather, that's awful. Just live with it. That's really bad. Do you take any medication, like pain relief for it? I do get pain in it, but because like over the last few years I've just sort of learnt to live with it. Like I suppose like that doctor has said, but the pain has never been excruciating and that bad. Obviously once or twice like a year I might get it really, really bad. It really, really hurts. But this time, since I bashed it, the pain hasn't gone away like for more than a day. Every day it will hurt, other than the last couple of days, like I said. But in the evening it will start hurting, so I didn't know whether that would it would go away. Like the last couple of days I'm thinking, oh, maybe it's healing, maybe it's starting to get better, but now today I'm in agony and it feels like I've got pain for, I'm making up for the last couple of days. But I do hope that it's not going to get worse in the winter. I will just try and wrap myself up or wrap my knee up if it does. It's awful because your knees are your main point of sort of getting up and getting down, sitting, like standing and sitting and walking. It's just crazy. Well, you never know. I might have to go to one of these pain clinics because it is really, really bad. I took the naproxen and they just messed with my stomach, for one, and they did not touch the pain. So I thought, well, I took them for a week and I thought, well, people were saying that they should work instantly. When I went to Malta 3 years ago, I had a trapped nerve. What had happened is I trapped a nerve and pulled a muscle, or pulled the muscle that trapped the nerve, and the naproxen worked wonders. I didn't get any pain or like in my stomach or any tummy upset at all when I took them before, and they worked on my leg wonderfully. Like, it was just brilliant. But this time they just haven't worked for me. But I've not tried a hot water bottle, to be honest. This may be something that I can try if I know that it might be the weather that's affecting it. And for my wrist to hurt, it's got to be really, really, really cold. So, or I've been out in the cold for a long time. I did this nearly 20 years ago. Oh my god, nearly 20 years ago I did my wrist. That is crazy. It feels like yesterday, and I can still sort of replay it back in my mind. Yeah, I'm hoping that they can find a reason for it. I might even need an ultrasound or an MRI or something. I've had an MRI on it before, but that was years and years ago when I was going through all of the rigmarole of seeing consultants and everything. But hopefully, fingers crossed, touch wood, I can get to the end, to an answer of some sort. Some people saying I might even have a hairline fracture, which is sort of aggravating something else, but I don't know. Anyway, that's enough about pain. I have taken some pills and hopefully they will work. I've got a cup of coffee on the go. I've got my knitting sitting next to me waiting to be done. Oh, close up. I'm using my I Love New York cup. My sister got me this when she went to America, and I love it. It's pink. But yeah, Ian's at the garage, and he said he'll be home shortly. It's currently, if you're in the UK, you know what the time is. If you're not, it's currently 5:20. Oh, 5:18. My clock's wrong. 5:18 in the afternoon, obviously. I'm not normally up at 5:18 in the morning. But I'm gonna do some knitting, I think. I haven't worked on the Mikey's cardigan at all. The other one is still sat there. I'm probably going to send that to my friend next week, or if I on the way to Tina's, because her house is not on the way, but it's that way, and just drop that off and give that to her. But yeah, so I've been wrapping up in my temperature blanket for the last couple of days, which is here. Now, if you wasn't with me a couple of years ago, I did actually do a full temperature blanket. 2017, I believe that was. I think so, yeah, 2017. It's got oranges and blues and no, I will never ever do another one again. I did try doing, see, the blues and the purples, the greens. I wrap myself up in that if I get cold. I did try doing last year temperature squares, where I would do one round of the temperature every day, and I think I was doing them 5 rounds or something like that. I think I got up to the end of February and I was just like, I can't be bothered with this no more. So I actually made them squares into a little blanket and crocheted around them in all the different colours and made like a rainbow. And then I actually gifted that to Mikey, so he's got a little crocheted blanket for himself. I think it's in his cot, Casey said. So yeah, I don't know whether it's in the cot in this weather, but or in the summer, but he loves a blanket and he loves a pillow. So, oh yeah, I started 2016, I think. Can't remember now. Oh my goodness, I think. And I didn't really crochet that much back then. I knitted more than anything, and then I did start crocheting more and get into crochet more. I didn't really have a big stash back then when I started. Now my stash is ridiculous. I have more yarn than I know what to do with, but I don't have as much as Jan, put it that way, which I think is quite funny. But Jan, oh my goodness, your yarn stash is something to be so proud of. And I was watching your video with Kelly saying that you went to bed and you could hear the packet still falling. That really made me giggle. Because you pulled out some Aran, I think you said, and the packets started falling. I thought that was quite funny. But oh god, I can't imagine if I had that much yarn. I think I would be spoilt for choice if I had that much. There's an avalanche on the floor. Yeah, I think I would be spoilt for choice, and I think I'd get overwhelmed. I get overwhelmed now, but I've started to buy more packets of yarn instead of single balls of yarn, because obviously Mikey's getting older and newborn stuff is fine. You can normally get a little up to 6-month-old garment out of 1 ball. Anything above that you need 2 balls. But I'm finding that I'm buying more packets of yarn, especially buying from Lollies, or I keep looking on Ice Yarns. I haven't bought anything yet, but it all looks so nice. I don't need any more yarn. I need to go on a yarn ban, and yeah, that is pretty much me. I really do need to go on a yarn ban so badly, but I just see things and it's so pretty and I want to buy it, but Me and Casey are very alike, in looks, and I think in the way we are as well. I think that's why we get on so well. But yeah, my early videos, some of them, I think, oh my God. And especially my early ones on this channel, none of them are vloggy. None of them are like my daily vlogs or anything. They're just all craft update videos. And I was thinking of going back to that, but I like vlogging so much, and that is why I think I am sort of doing a bit of both. So I will do a sit down video, show you what I've been up to, and then I will do maybe stick a vlog in there somewhere as well, just because I enjoy doing both, and I know you enjoy seeing both, like a lot of you do. But then I thought the people that like my craft update videos, then that way I can give you what you want as well. So I can please all, or I can try to please as many people as I possibly can. You should arrange trips around your craft room or your stash room, definitely. I used to be like that, Kelly. I used to be, oh, I'm just going to buy this because I'm going to make that. I'm just going to buy this because I'm going to make that. Now, when I was working, I had a friend at work that knitted, and that's how I got into knitting, really. And to be honest, we did struggle, like me and Ian, for money at first. When I started work and things, at first it was like, oh, I've got money, and I wasn't knitting at the time or anything, but I'd buy the single ball of this and I'd buy the single ball of that. There was a big Woolworths near where I worked, and they sold yarn in the Woolworths that I worked near. It was called Big W, and it was like a Woolworths superstore or mega store. And anyway, they sold the fab yarn, so I'd go in there and buy that. And then there was a pan stretcher opposite, they sold yarn, so I just used to buy bits and bobs like that. And I sort of got into that routine, so that's how I would buy my yarn and think, oh, that's pretty, I'll make that with that. When I started to knit, all I knitted was baby garments. That's all I knitted. I didn't have any babies to knit for, but they were small, they were quick, they were easy, and it was instant gratification, because they were quick, they were easy, and I could look at it and think, oh, look what I made. I look back at them now and I think, oh my goodness, look at the state of that seam, or look at the tension on that and things. But we all have to learn somewhere, and that is how I progressed, I suppose. But it's only since I've been on YouTube that I've got more and more yarn, and that I've got more and more stash and I've started knitting for myself, or crocheting more for myself. I hadn't made a shawl before. I hadn't made a jumper for myself. I think I made a bolero that didn't really fit that well. It's still in my wardrobe, to be honest. And yeah, it's not brilliant. I've got it. I don't hardly ever wear it. It's in white. Yeah, it is a summer bolero. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, it's that is how I started. So I'd buy one single ball, and then coming onto YouTube, I'd buy more and more and more. I did a big Poundland haul. I got loads from Poundland when they had all the new stuff come in. Then I found Lollies and started ordering from Lollies. There's a little yarn shop and a stall down the market where I buy my yarn. And I do go for certain things. Oh, I'm going to make that, I'm going to buy that. But then I buy a little bit extra as well, which sometimes is a good thing, sometimes isn't. And I'll just end up with odds and sods. So really, what I need to do is start making things in stripes and different colours, or making the rib in a different colour to the actual body, and just using up my odds and sods. I'm just going to go back through some of these comments. Yeah, I know you've been collecting for years and you had shops, Jan, and I wish I could say I've been collecting for years, but I really haven't. I've just been collecting since just before I started a YouTube channel, because obviously I watched a lot of YouTube before I even thought about doing a video myself. And I just had, I think it was one or two boxes full of yarn, and that was it. And then all of a sudden, once you start watching people on YouTube, oh, they've bought this, they've bought that, oh, look at this, look at that, they've used this for that, blah, 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 blah. Oh, that's really pretty. I'll look on the website. Oh, that's really pretty. I'll look on the website. And you just, it inspires you to buy more and more and more. Especially with Aldi yarn as well, like all the blanket yarn and things that have come in. And with me and my sister, we've made jellyfishes out of it. I've made a blanket, and what else have I made out of it? I can't even remember now. Teddy bears. I made the teddy bears. So yeah, there's just so much that you look at and you think that's really pretty. You end up buying it, and you end up stashing it for so long because you don't know what to make with it. Or you buy something that is so pretty that, like, I've got one skein of yarn, hand dyed yarn, that I bought. I haven't used it yet because it's too pretty to use and I need the right project. And I keep saying to myself, well, I can just buy another one. But no, that one is special. Does anyone else have certain yarn that they just can't use because it's too pretty? And I'm like, oh, Denise, it's there to be used. What are you doing? Kelly, well, good luck with your knitting journey. I hope you enjoy it, because I know a lot of people have can do one better than the other. I can probably, I don't want to blow my own trumpet here at all, but I can probably do both just as well as each other. I can get on with both just as well as each other. I can go from knitting to crochet literally in a moment, and it's I enjoy both. So I know a lot of people don't. Jan prefers to crochet than to knit. I enjoy both. So yeah, I do think that crochet works up so much quicker. Don't get me wrong. Like, I've worked 4 baby cardigans so quickly. And with knitting, it would take me so long. It would really take so long. Take so long. Yeah, it is definitely the pleasure as we're doing it. I am definitely do they call it a process or a... I can't remember what it's called. It's a process knit or a project knit. I can't remember what the term is, but you're either crocheting it or knitting it because you enjoy doing the process of it, or you're just doing it because you want the end result. And I get like that with a lot of my stuff towards the end. I'm like, I just want the end result now. I just want this done. I want it finished. I'm bored. And I think that's what happened to that cardigan that I've picked up again. I just got bored. So I'm hoping that I can get it finished. It's not going to take me that much longer, and it can be done, and I can start wearing it. The hand-dyed yarn that I got, Jan, was from I can't remember Dana's oh, I can't remember now. Let me see if I can get it. And it was only £12, so it wasn't too bad. It is a sock yarn, so let me just pick it up. It's called Dana's Home of Crafts. So this is the ball band. They're on eBay and they're on Etsy. But the colours are they're just me. Like, I'm wearing pink and grey today. Pink and grey. Like, how can you put that in a pair of socks? It's just too pretty. But then will it be enough to do a shawl or something? It's 4-ply. It's 100 gram, 425 meters. I just think it's too pretty. Sorry for the light. It's too pretty to put on my feet. So yeah, I just don't really know what to do with it, to be honest. Knitting is, I find knitting is a lot more, oh no, I don't know, like, if you, like, obviously I've made crocheted stuff for the boys, my nephews, but I think knitted items would look better on boys, and crocheted like little dresses and little cardigans and things like that for little girls. But the jumpers that I have done and the cardigan that I've done, I can do them in knit, but like I said, they just take too long, and for how long they're in them for, I would rather just get it whipped up really quickly and let them have the pleasure of wearing it instead of me knitting it for ages. Maybe when they're a bit older and they wear their clothes for a bit longer, hopefully it will be worth knitting a bit more. I don't know. I think it's a product knit, or oh, I don't know. A jumper is a sweater, so a little bit like what I've got on. It's something that goes over a t-shirt, long sleeved, thicker than a t-shirt. Here in the UK, we call it a jumper. I think you call it a sweater in the US. I don't know about Europe and things, but it's a jumper. Yeah, so something like this is a jumper. It's thicker. Yeah, so a sweater. It's so strange how we use different words for the same thing. Like, I get a bit like chips and crisps, put it that way. No, they're crisps here, but over there they're chips, and it's like, it's the same thing. Yeah, that's the thing, Jan. I follow her on Instagram, and some of the yarns that you see are just beautiful, and the colours, and they're just so nice, but there is no way that I could buy enough to do a jumper for myself, a sweater for myself, or anything like that. There is no way that I could afford that amount to make like anything in hand-dyed yarn. I watch Leslie from Not Quite Enough Yarn. Now, if you like a dry sense of humour, she's from the south of England. Go check out her channel. She is hilarious. I love her so much. And the reason why she's called Not Quite Enough Yarn is that she's a larger lady, a little bit like me, and she don't always have quite enough yarn to make one item, a little bit like me. So she like mixes yarns together, colours together to make a finished item. But I love her. Go check out her channel, Not Quite Enough Yarn. It's brilliant. I love her so much. See, obviously the people that have like speak don't think they have an accent. A lot of people say to me, oh, you're definitely from Essex. I'm like, near enough, East London. But yeah, I suppose I do have an accent, if you want to put it like that. Yeah, I don't think I do, but a lot of people say I do. Oh, Jan, you're allergic. So maybe you would have to use it as an outer garment so it's not actually touching your skin. Yeah, that's... You don't wear knitted socks. So yeah, that... I think I remember seeing the actual yarn that you bought. You put it in a vlog ages and ages ago, obviously, or a video ages and ages ago. And I do remember you buying it, actually, and showing on the video that you bought a very special skein of yarn and so on and so on. Leslie is brilliant. I love her. I'm going to have to go very soon because I think Ian's on his way home, and I'm going to do some dinner. It's now 20 to 6. It's Saturday. I think we're going to be having our mincemeat curry. I'm not 100% sure. Ian might have changed his mind by then, or by the time he gets home. Do any of us have men like that? Oh, we're going to have this for dinner. No, I don't fancy that. Yes, get some food, Jan. I will definitely be on the live somewhere tonight, whether it's in the background chatting or a bit of both. But I'm going to go and see whereabouts Ian is and sort out some dinner. Thank you all for joining me. I appreciate it very much, and I shall see you all a bit later if you're all there. So thank you for watching, and bye.